ever get any money from Costello?
No.
And did you ever get any money from Meyer Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
None
fellas?
of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, and none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Fichettes?
No. I don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
I was conscious of the fact that he had a reputation for being an outstanding bookmaker.
You ever hear him referred to as the Prime Minister of the Underworld?
That term I did not.
You're also known as Duck Perella.
I refuse to answer on the grounds of made offensive criminal.
Got any business?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of offensive criminal.
You have any profession?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of made offensive
Have any occupation?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of made offensive
Are you a known
An incarcerated individual's use of institutional telephones constitutes consent, and your calls may be provided to law enforcement agencies. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Folks, welcome to the Grand Jury Friday night. It is our pirate broadcast. We're going to have to sneak on X. X has got me banned for inauthentic behavior. So we're going to do the show tonight, but the show will be done pirate broadcasted into X since they don't want us there. Grand Jury's not going away. We're going to keep doing it. But welcome to the Grand Jury, the live stream that takes a grand jury and kind of turns it into a game show. I take 5 volunteers from the social media platform X. Tonight, we've got a great set of volunteers that are agreed to be jurors. We're going to ask them to look at police use of force videos and give us their judgment as a grand jury would through the lens of a grand jury. But let's meet our volunteers tonight. We've got opinions vary. Opinions vary. What do folks need to know about you and your platform? What are you out there talking about on X?
Hey, Joe. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I'm a retired law enforcement officer, 25 and a half years. I did 6 years with the NYPD. The remaining time I did with the Port Authority Police, Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. And once I retired about 3.5 years ago, I decided I had my free speech back, which I didn't have for 25 and a half years. And I decided to finally, I started a YouTube channel. I'm on X now, hosting spaces with my wife, who's stock mom, and we do a show, and Roden, and we do a show basically every Monday to Friday at 5:30. When Main Street meets Wall Street, we talk about, the news, the economy, stock market, all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to this. This should be a lot of fun. Got a great group here. So I'm really looking forward to it. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, brother, I'm really excited to have you. You do some great spaces, super informative. Then we got Patriot Rob. Patriot Rob, well, you do a whole lot on X. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I got a show on the War Boys Network, and the War Boys is owned and run by Enrique Tarrio, which everybody knows was sentenced to 22 years in prison for J6. He got out thanks to Donald Trump, and he's got the studio. He asked me to do a show, and now I do a show 3 days a week, Monday 5 to 7, Wednesday 5 to 7, and Friday today 3 to 6. And
a fantastic show it is, folks. If you haven't caught one of Patriot Rob's, you should. He'll make you feel like a real American. You'll drink beer after that, I think. At least you want to. And then we've got Ava Zolari. Ava's running for a congressional seat out of Texas. You're going up against the one-eyed Crenshaw himself. Is that right, Ava?
That's right. Yeah, District 2 in Texas. I'm running against him, and there's a grassroots movement moving in Texas. It's exciting. There's a lot of people that are willing to step up. And it's been, despite just going through the floods, a lot of people are starting to show their true colors. And so we know who's who, and it's getting exciting. And so, yeah, I use my X space to call out the politicians on both sides.
Very good. And you've got a primary coming up. Is that right?
Yes, March 3rd.
Is that
March 3rd, and we need to pay attention to registration right now because they are closing the primaries this time, and so people might have to re-register, so they all need to pay attention to that.
Very good, very good. And we have Allie Hopper. Allie, you're rather active on X and other places as well. What do folks need to know about you?
Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me. Like you said, my name's Allie Hopper. I am the president and co-founder of Guard Against Trafficking. It is a organization focused on counter trafficking efforts, sex, labor, a little bit of organ. And what we're trying to do is we do on the ground firsthand research that includes domestic, international. We work with Interpol. We work with their national police forces, and we try to strategize and work to counter human trafficking. I just got back a couple of weeks ago from testifying in front of the Congressional Committee on Homeland Security and testified in November in front of that same committee. So we are trying to do everything we can, research, education, and advocacy to combat this on all fronts.
And how did that go, testifying? You testified in front of Congress, is that right?
Yes, sir. It was good. It was supposed to be a 3-hour hearing. It went 7 hours. A lot of information was revealed and presented in front of the American public. And so if you haven't listened to the hearing, I would highly suggest that you go back and listen to it. It's really important, especially because many of the things that we reveal have to do with waste, fraud, and abuse of our taxpayer dollars to aid and facilitate one of the largest human trafficking pipelines that the United States has ever seen.
Now, I think NGOs need to go, but I guess we'll get there someday. But thank you for volunteering and spending spending your Friday night with us. Rigo. Now, Rigo is a space host. Many of you may have seen him if you run around spaces. He's in a lot of them. But Rigo, what's your purpose for being on X? What's your message?
So I am part of the Maha Coalition, the America First Coalition that we created. The number one thing that when we do the Triple R and we run that Monday through Friday, we haven't run it for maybe about a week or two. Should be back on Monday. We run 12 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. We run it for about 2 hours. Allie Hopper, bless her heart, she's here. She's one of the executive producers of that as well, but she's very modest. My thing is educational. A lot of people have things to say. Anybody could run their opinions in our spaces and bring their education. Number one thing is we want to get the word out. We want to stay positive, and we want to continue to promote our agenda. There's a lot of things out there that'll try to bring us down. We have to stay headstrong, and we have to continue to educate the public as much as we can. So that's what we're doing in the Triple R. The main goal is education, and we try to stay, medium, fun, loving type of space. Sometimes we joke, sometimes we're fun, sometimes we're right on point. So these are the things that are important. And I believe this is important because a lot of people, they go to the bigger spaces, they never hear they never get to speak. They always just sit in the audience, and we give anybody a mic that's willing to say something that's positive. So they're welcome to come to our show anytime.
And you're right. Your spaces are entertaining. A lot like Opinions Vary. His spaces are entertaining, but they're also chock full of a lot of thought-provoking conversations and information. So I do enjoy those. Guys, let's get on what we're here tonight for. Let me introduce like every good grand jury, we've got expert witnesses. We've got Jason. He's a 30-year law enforcement veteran out of the state of Minnesota. He's had just about every law enforcement position inside of a police department one can have. And he's also the creator and founder of the 3D Response School Safety System. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Jason, anything that you want to say hello and anything to our jury before we get started?
Hello. Somebody said he got his free speech back after he retired. That is the most true comment I've ever heard in my life, because you feel like you're stuck in a box and you can't speak your mind because of your job. But I've done the gauntlet in law enforcement, retired as lieutenant, and passion is keeping our kids safe. So let's have fun.
Thank you, Jason. We do appreciate it. Jason, by the way, has been with this show for the little more than a year we've been running. He hasn't missed one yet. So I'm very grateful for him spending his Friday night with us, which means he's just as boring as we are. Means he's one of us. We've also got our producer tonight, Big Ron. He's kind of like the court clerk. He's going to keep buttons running and things on time. Big Ron is a Navy veteran and current resident of Florida. But Big Ron, anything you want to say?
Evening, Joe, and everybody out there. Yep, we're good to go tonight. We've got all of our jurors in place, got our witness, all the videos are loaded. We've got the jammers running so they can't track us. I just ask everybody to punch the like button, reshare this out to everybody. Let's keep these numbers climbing, and let's kick this show off, Joe. It's going to be a good show tonight.
Thank you, Big Ron. And please do, folks. I've had a little scrape with ex-police and have a warrant out for my arrest for inauthentic behavior. I'm running low with an alt on X, so I don't really have the reach I normally have. Any help we can get to get this stream out is greatly appreciated. But let's get down to business. Okay, jury, we got to go over a couple of things before we get started. The first thing is, unlike a regular jury, you guys are going to be acting as a mock grand jury. And a grand jury does things slightly different than what you might see on television. A grand jury, first off, you need to be convinced the state or the state, or in whatever will you think it should be, you should be convinced at the level of probable cause. Now, if I say that to maybe opinions vary, he's like, yeah, of course, like I got that. But let's talk about what probable cause is. And simple definition of it is more likely than not, a crime has occurred. And more likely than not, the accused is responsible in some way of that. You're not determining innocence or guilt. You're not convicting them. They will get an indictment from a positive grand jury. But the level is not that high. So remember the standard there. It's more likely than not is what we're looking for with probable cause. The next thing we're going to ask you to do, we're going to ask you to look at this as a reasonable person. And it's not what your definition of a reasonable person. It's going to be what the legal standard of definition of a reasonable person. In an easy way to explain that, it's not the smartest guy in the room. It's not the dumbest guy in the room. If we're talking law enforcement, it's not day one rookie, and it's not 30-year veteran. It's somewhere in between what the average what the average person would believe, given the set of circumstances that we're going to present to you tonight. And that's what we ask you to do. We ask you to be objective, not subjective. In other words, don't go, well, police always do this, and I didn't see that, so I'm just going to assume because I know police always do this, or police always don't do something. If you didn't see it, then you can't use it to weigh your decision, is what we're saying. Now, if the 3 out of 5 of you believe that the action was lawful, then you would issue a no bill and no formal charges. The case ends and dies there. If 3 of you or more believe that the action was unlawful and that the officer or the person that conducted the violence should stand for trial, then you would indict them for formal charges. Aside from that, we're going to run the video first. That's presentation phase. Let me get through that. After that, you guys can ask questions all the way through the deliberations. But once we get done with questions, we're going to give you 10 minutes to decide, and we've got 5 cases to get through tonight. So do we have any questions from the jury? All right, I'll take that as a word positive, and here's goes your first case.
Olympic Patrol Division officers responded to a radio call for a possible assault with a deadly weapon, a suspect there now, at the intersection of Western Avenue and Washington Boulevard. The comments of the call described a male white transient pointing what appeared to be a sawed-off shotgun.
LA City 911 operator 521. Hi, yeah, I have a transient pointing what looks like a gun right here, heading towards the 10 West on, he's on Western and Washington, right across the street from the McDonald's. He's pointing at cars. It looks like a gun. It was a gun, right? Yeah. A description of him? White male with long hair. What color clothing? No, he was white. Yeah. What color clothing? Sorry? What color clothing? He was wearing a black shirt with jeans. Black shirt, blue jeans. Do you know what kind of weapon? What kind of gun? It's like a mini shotgun.
Like a sawed-off shotgun or something.
Okay, your name and phone number? My name is and my phone number is... How do you spell your first name, ma'am? Okay, listen, officers, thank you. Thank you. Olympic units, ADW suspect, Western and Washington. Possible ADW suspect, Western and Washington, across from McDonald's. Suspect male white, long hair, black shirt, blue jeans, pointing mini shotgun at vehicles. Code 3 incident 1511 RD 2081.
It's head south there, see what we see. Right there. Northwest corner. Oh shit. 2097, we have eyes on the suspect. Western. Northbound on Western from 18.
Hey, control has one southbound on Western only. Other suspect.
Hey, drop it! Drop it! Hey, drop it! Drop it! I got it. It's a pole. No. Hey, drop it! Fucking drop it! Drop it! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Hey, give him.
Suspect still not complying with officers' demand, has not dropped the shotgun, now in the walking towards the middle of the street on 18, just west of Western, walking away from officers now towards the south side of the street on 18.
That's a really good video, like Hollywood quality right there.
Hey, grab a 40, grab a 40, grab a 40. Grab a 40. Hey, hit him with another 40. Hey, hit him with another 40. What's up, ready loaded? Hey, hit him with another 40. Get on the ground. Hey, hit him with another 40. Hey, hit him with another 40. Where's up, ready loaded? Hit him with another 40. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Where's up and ready? 40, 40, 40! Hey, he dropped it! Hey, he dropped it! He dropped it! Hey, drop it! Hey, get in the car! Hey, move up! Move up!
This is happening simultaneously as the you'll see the 40 millimeter be deployed here in a second. That was 140 millimeter that struck him. And there's the second.
Ok, calmado.
The officers rendered medical aid to Gonzalez by applying a tourniquet until paramedics arrived. Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and transported Gonzalez to a local hospital to be treated for the gunshot wounds he sustained as a result of the officer-involved shooting. While there, medical staff determined that his injury would require further treatment and admitted him into the hospital. Investigators recovered a black metal pipe with a handle, resembling a sawed-off shotgun at scene, and booked it as evidence. Gonzalez was arrested and absentee booked for brandishing a replica firearm and a probation warrant violation. On June 9, 2025, the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office filed the following charges against Gonzalez: 2 counts of brandishing an imitation firearm and 1 count of resisting a peace officer. Roberto Gonzalez is a 37-year-old resident of Los Angeles.
All right, folks, that's your case. Now we're in the examination phase. If you have any questions, any portions of the video we'd like to look at again, we'll go back and take a look at those. If you want to ask Jason any questions, you can. The only question you can't ask Jason is an opinion necessarily, like what would you have done in this situation? So any questions, any portions of the video that we want to rewatch?
Not me.
If we don't have any, let's go to deliberations. You guys have 10 minutes. What I'd like from you is maybe go one at a time, maybe start with opinion varies, and just give me your general, give everyone kind of your general take on the video itself, and then we'll get a vote.
Yeah, I'm not going to vote to indict here. This is no bill for me. He's pointing which looks like a firearm. They even made it look like one. Obviously, I think this guy's probably mentally ill, maybe on drugs, but non-compliant. I think they could have probably dropped him about 15 times before they did. I think they went out of their way to use non-lethal weapons to try to get him to comply. He didn't. Tucked it into his waistband, then took it out and pointed it. And at that point, it's, he's got to go down. They didn't take him down, but they injured him to the point where he then, was able to be taken into custody. I was just, the thing that surprised me is you had people there, civilians standing in a parking lot that could have been shot. I know they're telling them to get back, but you got a guy that what you think is a sawed-off shotgun. I mean, I think they went way out of their way to try to not shoot him and use lethal force when they were justified way sooner than they actually did.
Okay, so you think officers showed restraint with the circumstances they were confronted with?
Extreme restraint, to be honest.
Okay. Patriot Rob.
Well, I gotta tell you, I can't argue with opinions on this one. They showed way more restraint than I would. I mean, I live somewhere where, I tell you to drop it one time and you don't, I can drop you. So I give these guys a lot of credit for showing the restraint that they did. And you know what? They ended up using what looked to be, to me, like birdshot on him, because if that was a slug, that dude wouldn't have walked away. So, they did everything in their power to be, non or less lethal. So it's definitely a no bill for me.
Okay, so we got a couple of government lovers there. Ava,
don't
you have anything negative to say about the way cops answered to this call? This guy had a pipe. Let's be real. It was a pipe.
Indict. No, not really. No, I agree with the other two. Definitely, they showed restraint and not having a law enforcement background. It still definitely looked like restraint to me for sure. And and I also too kind of surprised with the bystanders just standing there as nothing was going on.
That's because they knew it was a pipe.
Maybe, I don't know, but that's definitely a no bill for me.
Okay, Allie, how about discernment on this one? What do you think?
No
It
bill.
was a pipe.
Yeah, but from that far away, you couldn't tell the way that he was holding it, the way that he put it in his waistband, the way that he was not complying. I mean, they gave direction numerous times, and there were people around. So it did appear that there were either mental health issues or drug use or both. But they did, relay their orders numerous times. And so, yeah, no bill.
Thank you, Allie. Okay, Rigo, I know you got a heart in there, my friend. You see the compassionate side of this, right? The guy had a pipe.
Here's the thing: why not use less lethal force prior to actually firing? What they fire 40? I would have, and then did they not take into consideration that there's people?
They shot him with double-aught buck is what they did. That's what stopped.
Buck?
Yeah, buck shot.
Oh, then no bail. Yeah, the only thing is they just needed to worry about the people that were around to make sure to clear him out. But they called to him. He has mental problems. This is the thing when you deal with people on the street, homeless, use of drugs, stuff like that. So no bail on this one. The police officers did everything they could. They actually quartered off the area if you look in the video. So yeah, that's where I'm at right there.
Okay, well, if my count serves me correctly, I think we're a 5-0 on no bill. Who was wanting to say something there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. So because I'm a nerd about this shit. The takeaway for me was that one cop with the AR showed no tactical prowess whatsoever. He's
100%.
He's not running for cover.
Well, hang on. Hang on now. We'll get into that. Let's go with this, though. So you guys are saying that a reasonable person would have believed that this could most likely be a firearm. He was handling like a firearm. It looked like a firearm. So the officers were justified in using force and even lethal force to stop him. Correct?
Well,
absolutely.
They didn't use lethal force.
They did use lethal force. They shot a shotgun at that man.
Well, it wasn't a slug.
Okay, I agree with your decision, and we'll get Jason to weigh in on this too. And this is the portion of the show here. We'll take a couple of minutes now. We can go through opinions and get Jason's opinion and get your guys' opinion, because I know we have some law enforcement. We have a law enforcement person on the panel tonight. I think they showed great restraint by using the 40 millimeter, and I think even the buckshot at that range was also a tactical decision. It was most likely not going to kill him, but it might get his attention, and absolutely did. Buckshot got him in his hands and arms, but you saw most of the rounds impact on the wall behind him. So I thought the officers did an excellent job, and as opinions vary, it showed great restraint. Jason, do you want to chime in on this one?
I agree. A lot of good restraint was used. I did not like the approach. I think they could have used a little more cover. Just putting yourself out in the open like that. Use your squad, use something, but don't just expose yourself like that. And just so everybody's aware, 40 mils can be considered lethal force. I've seen some pretty devastating wounds from a 40 mil. So you're trained to shoot them in large muscle masses. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the blood came from the shotgun, which was double-aught buck. That's lethal force too. The jury got it right. I agree with them. The tactics were okay. They could have been better.
Well, we've seen that in California, in particularly California, but in a lot of law enforcement agencies since the Minnesota issue. There's a lot of untrained officers out there. There's some vets that can direct them, but it's almost like mama duck with baby ducks in some of these situations. Folks, I want to go to our space, if our space is ready to have us, and get their opinion on this and get on to the next case so we have enough time to get all of our cases in tonight. Fidji, you got us in there? Do we have anybody has a contrary opinion to our jury as a no-bill situation on this one?
Yes, we do, actually. One of the co-hosts, Miss Queen.
Okay, Queen, what's your issue with it? What do you think the officer should have done? Thrown pillows at him?
Look, it always looked like a pole to me. So either I'm very, very tired, have way too much experience with homeless people, but definitely Bill. And I also want to charge McDonald's for calling in saying it was a gun.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's always easy to say that, but there are things out there called zip guns. You don't really hear about them very often, but I'm sure folks are still making them, where they just make them out of galvanized pipe and an end cap to pop it off. So I'm gonna go with the officers on this one, but I do appreciate you being the contrarian tonight.
Well, you missed us, Joe. Myself and Clean were going back and forth, and Fidgy was enjoying it.
I would enjoy that as well. Have you guys had a chance to your space cases in your jumbotron there? So you guys need to get a chance to take a look at that. We'll be coming to you. That will be our third video. So
Okay.
it's not very long, but take a look at that one. We're going to ask you to make a judgment on that one. Anything else before we get to our next case, guys?
No.
I got nothing.
All right, let's make this happen. We're going to get on to the next case. Thanks, guys. In the space, we'll come right back to you. All right, folks, let's get number 2 up. It says 1, snafu, but this is number 2.
The video contains graphic descriptions and footage that may be disturbing to some individuals.
And I'm going to tell you her's going to be disturbing to some individuals as well. I apologize. This is what we've got.
Saturday, March 11th, 2023, request for assistance from the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak Region, or HSPPR, of Northfoot Avenue, and a search warrant and 3 active misdemeanors. 1:42 p.m., CSPD officers and HSPPR members served the search warrant at the residence. While CSPD officers were inside, they responded to the residence to investigate the call for service. Officers also confirmed the arrest warrants for Mr. Aponte were still active. Officers went to the home and contacted an adult female resident who gave the officers consent to search it for Jose Aponte. She also said Mr. Aponte was not inside. Officers searched the residence and did not locate Mr. Aponte. After the search was completed, the female told officers Mr. Aponte had been inside when officers first arrived and was still hiding from the police somewhere inside the residence. Officers decided to conduct a second search of the home, during which they located an attic.
We're going to try to move some of this.
Jose, again, we're coming in there. The only way we can guarantee your safety is to come out right now with your hands up. What's that? No, there's no way it work. He's barely going to be able to make it way in there.
I'll move deeper in.
Shithole.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Jose, let me see your fucking hands. Got one on gunpoint. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands right now.
Right fucking now. Show me your hands.
Shot my dog.
What?
You shot my dog.
We don't want to shoot you. Show us your hands.
You shot my dog.
Let me see your fucking hand, Jose.
Right there.
Let me see your other one.
Show me your hands.
Show me your hands.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
You shot my dog. Fuck you.
Let me see your hand,
I'll
Jose.
show you my hand all right, buddy.
Jose, show me your hands. Jose, show us your hands. Nobody wants to do this. Jose. Jose.
Dude, shoot him.
You shot my dog.
Jose,
You shot my dog.
listen to me, man.
You shot my dog. You listen to me. I'm getting shot too. I'm dying too.
Hey, we don't want to do that, man.
I am. You got no choice.
Just hear us out.
You hear me out.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. see anything?
No.
Show me your hands.
He's got some kind of metal rod. The gray shuts out.
Okay. Okay.
Ready? Pick your hand up here. Work the toe first.
Prep the air as much as you can. Do you think you're shot anywhere else, Jose?
Okay.
Jose, do you feel any other shots
Kick your legs
anywhere?
out.
No? I'm gonna check you and see if there's any other shots, Jose. Kick your legs out.
Yeah. Especially my hands.
Hey, ready? Let's just cut it. Yep, let's go. Yep, there you go. Place it on.
Mr. Aponte was transported to an area hospital where he was treated for the injuries he sustained. Mr. Aponte was also charged with a felony domestic violence offense and a misdemeanor protection order violation. These charges were unrelated to his contact with CSPD officers. Investigators later located a metal flashlight on the floor where Mr. Aponte was shot. Here is a still image depicting the flashlight.
All right, folks, so there's your case. Any parts of the video we'd like to see again or any questions you may have? Let's go back over the story because it might have been, it was weird the way they put this one out. So there was a animal control warrant there to remove animals from the house. They go there to remove the animals from the house, but they shoot and kill one of the dogs. They had an arrest warrant for the subject, this Jose, that they found later, but he wasn't at the residence. They couldn't find him, and they leave. Neighbors called and say, hey, Jose's still there. He was hiding when you were here before, hiding in the attic. They go back there again to apprehend him with an arrest warrant. And that's where they wind up in the attic where they run into Mr. Jose, who had a flashlight in his hand and got tased and shot. Any parts of the video we want to see, or are we good to start deliberations?
There was a part where did one of the officers say he has a rod, or I didn't.
Well, that is a good point there. Let's go back to that spot. Because it's just prior to him shooting, I believe.
Let me see your hands right now.
Right fucking now! Show me your hands!
Show my dog.
What?
Let me see your fucking hands.
Show me your hands!
Hey.
Show you my hand, all right, buddy. Jose.
Jose.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! You see anything?
No.
Show me your hands!
He's got some kind of metal rod. He's got some kind of metal rod. He's got some kind of metal rod.
Did you hear what you needed to hear?
Yeah, I'm still confused. Did he say he's got a gun?
A gun metal rod is what he said.
Metal rod. Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Or he said, I think he's got some kind of metal rod. Some kind of metal rod.
Let's hear that again, because I don't know that I hear gun.
Yeah, I think he said he's got some kind of metal rod.
He's got some kind of metal rod. He's got some kind of metal rod. Got a metal rod. Got a metal rod.
Metal rod.
I heard gun.
Yeah, he says gun metal rod.
Okay. You guys ready to deliberate?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Sure.
10 minutes. Let's start with Rigo this time. Rigo, give us your opinion on this one and where you stand right now without any deliberation.
So, what is it? Did they actually fire on him, or was that an electric gun that they shot at him?
He was tased and then subsequently shot.
Should not have fired discharged the weapon if they were tasing him. I heard metal rod clearly. I didn't see. There's no real exposure of a gun. This one indict.
So you're in indictment right now? Okay. Allie, your opinion.
I mean, I think that there were numerous opportunities given to him to come out, given to him the fact that he had numerous warrants, the fact that he hid, the fact that he went into an attic that was very tight, very hard to get in, very hard to get out. There weren't easy entrance or exit. Not very good lighting. And again, they told him numerous times to show his hands. So because they tried to tase him and his hands were still hidden, that can be seen as a perceivable threat. And so I would say no bill.
Okay. We got 1 for and 1 against. Ava, where are you at this point?
I'm going to have to agree with Allie. He definitely, the officers were put in a situation where their safety was at risk. They gave him ample chances of coming clean, and he continued to not obey orders. And yeah, I believe their life, could have been at risk. And I believe I would definitely say no bill.
Thank you, Ava. Patriot Rob, I know you got heartburn with this one, brother. Give it to us.
I really don't have heartburn on this one. Listen, the training I've done for almost the last 20 years, if somebody does this inside of a shirt, I'm going home. You're not. Like, I don't know why it's so hard. The dude took the bag and he held it like he was covering a gun and telling them he wants them to shoot him. And the threat of I'll show you my hand. Like that's a clear threat to anybody, that the way he's holding himself, that he's pretending. Obviously he didn't have a gun, so he was pretending that he was going to shoot these cops. The fact that so far with both of these cases, these guys showed restraint. Now, the only other thing that I can, if I was the cop that shot the guy, not the one that was, if I hear gun, I don't hear metal rod after that. I hear gun. So I'm dropping them. So no bill for me. No fucking way.
What about, look, we're supposed to look at things in totality of the circumstances, right? So we can't take out the fact of the first law enforcement's first contact at the residence, and they attempted to contact him at that time, and come to find out he was there. So he knows that they come in to rescue his dog, but they really just come in and just killed his dog. They shot the man's dog.
The dog was biting him. Listen, I have 2 pit bulls. All right. So I have enough experience with pit bulls over the last 25 years.
Those dogs were in their house. They were defending what's theirs. That's God-given, is it not?
It is God-given, but there's a reason why this dog needs to be taken out, because it's been violent. And on top of that, these cops are going in. This guy's got multiple violent felonies on his record. Of course, they're going to, come with an air of caution at least. And then he's beating on a woman. Listen, man, you beat on a woman, you beat on a kid, you forfeit your life.
All right. Well, I'm disappointed, Rob, but we're going to go to opinions. We're going to go to opinions of Perry.
I hate law enforcement. Trust me on that one. I do. And opinions will tell you. I argue with him all the time. I am not a fan of the thin blue line, but in these 2 cases right now, these guys are justified.
Very well. Opinion.
But isn't it just because the police officers continually, listen, they tased them. They should have continued to tase them. The guy was paralyzed at that moment. They could actually walked up. If the tase gun has range, right? There's range to it. It's not just like tase up close. They're like 2 propelled bullets, projectiles that hit the victim, and you could hear him yelling, which means he's feeling the tase. He's getting tased. This is when, and also, why wasn't the use of a K9 unit brought in if the area was so tight? The K9 unit could have been actually used prior to the discharge of any
They might
weapons.
not have a K9 unit. Who knows if they have a K9 unit? We don't know that. It seemed like they were kind of stretched in to begin with. It took them forever to get there. So who knows? We don't know that. But the taser is not as effective, especially when people are wearing clothes, jackets. It's not as effective a tool. And a police officer doesn't have to wait to get shot to say, oh, it is a gun. That's not how this works. And if you're going to, as Joe and Rob said, the totality of the circumstances here, and if you want to bring the dog into it, in my career, just The closest I ever came, thank God, to pulling a trigger was at a dog. I had my gun out many times on plenty of people, but the closest I ever came to say I am pulling the trigger that I know I'm going to was at a dog. So we'll just leave that out. But in this case, they gave him again, the restraint showed is very good. Believe me, it is very good. The restraint showed here. And this guy, it's almost like a suicide by cop, just like the first guy. It's almost like a suicide by cop scenario. And this guy's saying, like Rob said, you know, you're going to see my hands all right. And then he's got the bag. He's not complying. What's the common thread with all of these cases? Non-compliance. Very simply, you don't want to get shot. You say, here are my hands. That's it. It's very simple. Any normal, reasonable person, when they have police officers pointing guns at them, whether they agree with the police officers pointing the gun at them or not, will take their hands and put them up as to not get shot. And again, he's also brandishing something when the police officer saw something in a split second. It with the lighting and everything else we have in that attic, which was a death trap for these officers. Number one, I commend them for going in. If they had emergency service, I would have sent them in with a heavy vest and a shield, but they went in just themselves. And
why not tear gas them?
I don't know. Like Rob, I don't know what the resources are. I don't know the resources this department has available, but I commend them. They went in, and again, Rigo, you have a split second decision, and Rob said it right. I'm going home, and as police officers, you actually get more latitude in those situations to say your life, you fear for your life in that case.
But if I'm an attorney or someone and I say, did you hit him with the taser? Did you hear him screaming out in pain as the taser hit him? The cop is going to say yes. That means the taser is in effect.
Let me jump in.
There was no need to discharge the weapon. A lethal round from the
let me reframe this for you. Let me reframe this for you because we got about 2 minutes before I'm going to ask you for a final vote. Rico, the standard for using deadly force is quite simply that a reasonable person would believe that their life or a third person's life is in danger for ending it or serious bodily injury. And I think Rob brings up the best point. Like someone would put a gun in a shirt. He mimicked to have a firearm. They didn't have time to call a dog. They didn't have time to deploy tear gas. They didn't have time to figure out other ways to save this man's life, even though he wasn't interested in doing it himself. I think that's what the point is, that a reasonable person would believe. Now, after the fact, you can't add that to the judgment of the officers, what they find out after the fact, like the pipe. They find out after the fact it was a pipe. Nobody's life was really in danger, but a reasonable person would have believed it, and that's why you guys came to the decision you did on the first one. And with that, I'll leave it to you guys for the last minute and 30 seconds, and then we'll go to vote.
Well, obviously, that's it. I just want to say, I mean, again, you don't have to wait to get shot. If you have a person acting like that, next thing you know, his hands come out and there's a metal object, he's getting shot. He completely justified, 100%. There's no jury that is going to convict those police officers of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Not a chance.
Well,
depending, but we would hope so.
Listen, for me, it's no bill. You guys are making this really tough on me. You really are. I want to argue. I want to be like, that guy's no, fuck him. But so far,
I think Rob's going to join the police academy after the show, Joe.
Negative.
At least citizens on patrol, at least.
No, we got enough militias up here. I'll just join one of those.
Okay, Ava, you're still a no bill, right? No changes on yours?
Yeah, no changes.
Allie, no changes on yours?
No changes.
Rigo didn't convince you? Rigo, have you been convinced, or are you still a no bill?
Nah, I would convict, bro. I mean, this is, as much as you guys say, oh, brandishing this and that, the thing that, if I see that video and I'm a juror, and I see that the guy is screaming, and that the taser is working, and then a firearm is discharged, that's excessive use of force right there to me. I get it. He wasn't brandishing the weapon when the taser hit him. He was yelling.
Let me ask you this, because we're out of time. I'm going to give you a chance to answer one question, and we'll take your vote as an indictment. Are officers required to use a taser if they think there's a weapon like a gun in play?
They're trained to believe that there's a gun in play always. All my police officer friends.
Yes.
That's why they always have. They do not want to trust me. They're always on their toes. They're like, oh,
yeah. You're misunderstanding my point. You say they employed the taser. Well, they didn't have to employ the taser. He stood up and mimicked a gun behind the trash bag at the point. They could have shot him at that point. But they did try the taser. So I say the taser doesn't come into play because they would have been rightfully to use deadly force right off the get and never employ the taser. But we're out of time. We'll take your vote as an indictment, but it's 3 out of 5, and we've got 4 on 1. So that's another no bill, no formal charges. Okay, I need to go to the space real quick because I think we're having an issue.
You wanted somebody to contradict, so I'm contradicting where I see it.
Now, hang on. Let me say this to all. Let me say this to all you guys. There's not a wrong answer. You vote your conviction. That's the way the system's supposed to work. That's what makes this country better than any other in the world. It's what makes a grand jury effective. If you go in there and vote as the state wants, then why have this? Because you're supposed to be a filter between us as private citizens and the government putting their boot on our neck and charging us with a crime. So this is a very important role. And if that's where you feel Rigo on every one of these, I got no heartburn with you, brother. You vote your conviction.
The first one, it was clear. This one is not so clear. That's the difference.
I understand what you're saying, but like I'm saying, I won't judge you on any decision that you make. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get into the space. Has anybody else had contact with the space?
No. Can I comment on this one, Joe? 10 seconds.
Give me. I'm going to overtalk you in just to do it, but give me just a second, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Fidji, have you guys been able to see this space case? Yes. I can't understand. Just yes or no. Can you get it or not? I got a message saying you couldn't download it.
Oh, I couldn't. I think that's my resources, but I think other people were able to watch it.
Okay. You guys should, if you hadn't watched it, you need to watch it now because when we're done with this discussion, I'm going to play that case and we're going to get you guys to give us the verdict on it. So that's where we're at in the show. Thanks, Fidge.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, and sorry about that. I was getting a message that they couldn't get the case, and that's the next one up. So yes, now guys, let's talk about this case in general on tactics. And Jason, you can give that a start with your opinion.
This is not a less lethal situation in any way, shape, or form. I'm going up there with lethal. I don't want tasers out, and you can always backtrack. You can go from lethal to less lethal when the situation presents itself. In this case, he's hiding his hands behind a garbage bag. Until I can see both of his hands, it is lethal. Especially with his background, his history, the totality of the circumstances. Until I see your hands and you're not a threat to me, this is a lethal situation. Even if I've used tasers. I hate tasers. Tasers work less than they actually work. I'm not a fan of taser. I think pepper ball or some sort of chemical irritant in that room would have been a better choice to do if you had that. But in this situation, based upon the tools the officers had, it's until I see your hands, I am going home tonight. And until you show me that you're safe and you're complying, I mean, how easy would it have been for this guy to just show his hands? Just follow the direction, show the hands, guess what? You're not shot. So this is all on the suspect. This is not on the cops.
No, and I'm going to push back on you in the chemical spray or pepper spray in that attic. I was zero chance I'm doing that because I've never seen somebody get sprayed and then walk to your voice so that you can put their hands on them. You got to go in there and wrestle around with that bullshit. I'm not spraying them.
Pepper ball would work.
Yeah, I might go with pepper ball.
But taser, absolutely not.
Like I said, maybe if they had the resources, ballistic shield, something like that, if they can get it into that space. But listen, sometimes it is what it is, and you work with what you have. And you're in a tight space. As I said, I wouldn't want to be in there with that guy. That was a hell of a job, I think they did, to be honest.
I tell you, I've gotten a couple of people out of attics, but the one that still gives me the tensest is it didn't have a ladder to go up. We had to put an A-frame ladder down. It was like a hole. You just poke your head up through the hole. And I just remember sitting at the top of that ladder. This guy's wanted on murder and on the run, and he's in the attic. We can hear him up there. And I'm thinking, how fast can I get my ass up through that hole and just not on my head sticking up through the hole, get my body up with the gun. And I made it up there, and the guy turned out to not be a big problem. We got him arrested and out of there. But I remember standing on the top of that ladder going, how do you do that? How do you get up there real fast?
I'm with you, Joe.
When the
Those
use
are-
of gas would have been good, then maybe use gas, tear gas, or something like one
Man,
canister.
you watch too many movies. The problem with that stuff is that it affects you as well, and most of it's flammable. I would be careful using a taser in an attic in Texas. Anyway, they're very dry. I burn a house with a flashbang.
Yeah, burn it down.
Yeah, no, these aerosols, these irritants, and the tasers, they work better in the movies than they do in real life, my friend. They're just
Here's
not as effective.
Another thing, Joe, the cops are 99% of the time at the tactical disadvantage. And in that case, they are at such a disadvantage. They don't know that area. They don't know that attic. They don't know what they're walking behind. What's
Look
behind
at that
what.
crap, man. Look at the crap the guys are walking on. It was a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like in Texas, they'll have unfinished attics where you've got to walk from rafter to rafter. If you walk in between, you'll fall through the ceiling. Mess.
On anything, and the cops never have the element of surprise. It's always the person they're dealing with who has the element of surprise if they want to use it.
That's true. That's true. Anybody have any more comment about that before we go to the next case?
Real quick, I can tell you in the last 5 years, police officers are becoming complacent in the way they respond to deadly force calls. They will go less lethal, less lethal, less lethal, less lethal, until somebody pulls a gun on them. And I think that's why we're seeing cops getting shot more often now today. But our police world has changed because they're scared to go to prison.
Yeah, we've seen a difference in the year that we've been doing this with, there's a sea change in law enforcement. And in some places, it doesn't seem to be so bad, but liberal cities, I will say that in Chicago, I notice it, and anywhere on the West Coast, I've noticed it. And we'll see some of this tonight. But guys, what we're going to do next is a space case. We're going to watch it so we all can see it. But our space on X right now is deliberating. Actually, I shouldn't say that too loud. It's not my space. It's someone else's space, Elon. So don't ban me again. But they're going to give us their opinions on this, and they'll get to deliberate. But let's take a look at it now. It's no audio. We're waiting on that buffer to kick in.
Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
What you didn't hear on audio is that they were alerted, their own security, they were alerted to shots being fired. And you saw the firearm fall from the person's hand. It's got a light on it. So that'll help you keep watching it. The audio here, I think there was a very humid day. It's not great on a couple of these videos.
Put it down, man. Put it down.
Whoa, down.
X-ray 601. X-ray 6801. Right here. We got a shot fired in the parking lot of 2009. Okay, Elmsville location. Yeah, I'm looking at him. Stand by, please.
Okay.
Stand by, please. It's 2009 Escapade. Hispanic male, black shirt, jeans. Looks like a Glock with extended clip. Where? Where? Yeah, guy with a guy gun, black shirt running. Hey, drop it. Drop it. Drop that shit. Drop it. Drop the fucking gun. Drop the fucking gun. Drop the fucking gun. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Hey, so let me know if shots fired. Shots fired. Drop the fucking gun. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Don't fucking touch it. Don't fucking touch it. Don't fucking touch it. Turn around. Turn the fuck around. Turn the fuck around. Turn the fuck around. I didn't even know, bro. Put your arms behind your back. Stop fucking reaching.
It's right in there now. I'm going to need the ambulance here.
Don't fucking move. Stop. Give me your hand. Peace out. Yes. Go again. Put your arms behind your back. Get off him, go.
Hold on, bro.
Then fucking turn over so I can save your life.
Hold on.
Turn over so I can save your life. You're bleeding.
Hold on. I didn't do nothing.
Blow up. Turn over.
Hold on.
Turn over.
Hold on.
Turn over.
Hold on. I didn't do nothing.
Turn over. You're gonna keep getting tased.
Hold on, bro.
Turn over so I can save your life.
Let me explain, bro.
Okay, we can explain later. Please, turn over.
But hold on, bro.
Turn over.
Bro, hold on. Let me explain, bro.
We're on a black tourniquet.
Hey, let me explain, bro.
X-ray 601. Looks like you crossed the street.
Relax.
Hold on, bro.
11-943, we got shots fired. OIS. Start there, 441. Male short in the arm. Turn over.
Hold
over
on.
there.
Hold on, bro.
Relax.
Let me explain.
Relax.
Hey, he tried to do something.
Okay.
He tried something. Okay. He tried something, bro.
Okay.
Are you already at 10707 Canal Street?
No, I shot him. Turn over. Okay. Hey, stop, bro.
Bro, y'all don't want me to explain. Y'all don't want me to explain. He tried to me everything, bro. Hey, he tried something else. He got a knife. Hey, he got a knife, bro.
Yeah, he did have a knife when I saw you. And I told you to drop the gun. You ran from me with the gun.
I know, bro.
That was
because I
stupid.
was scared.
Okay, but that was dumb.
But he got a knife, bro.
Stay down, stay quiet.
Hey, he got a knife, bro. Stop shooting.
Put me out and I'm almost out.
Where's the plug at? Okay. Stay down. Let's wrap it up. Oh, you got a plug on it? Yeah. Relax, bro. Relax. Don't fucking move.
But you know what? Let me die.
We're just going to see further treatment of the shot man here, but there it is. This is out of Dallas, Texas. Officers were alerted to gunfire, and they responded. And we saw how they responded. They chased him, but the guy ran. I mean, he didn't really engage the police officers necessarily. He was just running to get away. Is this a Tennessee versus Garner type situation? But I'm going to ask you guys to remember this: that the only time that anyone can use deadly force, including a police officer, is to prevent the injury or death of themselves or a third person, or if it's someone if it's a police officer's case, someone who's escaping that presents a substantial risk to the public at large, that would be a time that you could use deadly force to prevent that from happening, and all that's seen through the reasonable person standard. This time, though, we're going to go to the ladies. I want to go to Allie. Allie, I want you to give us your opinion on this first to start this off. Actually,
No,
no, I
Bill.
don't. No, I don't, Allie. I do not. My apologies. You'll be next time, but this is a space case. We need to go get their opinion. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a second. All right, Fidji, you guys have us in there?
Yes, we
sir.
do.
I almost let this jury in here decide for you guys. I'm glad I caught myself at the last minute. So,
Well, we ended up. I'm going to have Tommy. Please raise your hand so I can call on you, Tommy.
Yeah, I went. So I say no bill, man, justified.
okay, who's on the indictment side? Who's going to make that argument?
Give me a thumbs up if you're on the indictment side. You're up here.
Well, it's 50-50. I could flip a coin and find one, right?
Yeah, there was someone earlier who was up here, and I don't see her, so we must have lost her.
Real quick, Angela had to go pick up her son, but she was a bill because she felt there might be more mental, more like a mental instability there that maybe the cop could have talked to him instead of had her reacting to it. So that was her case on it, was maybe the cop should have talked to him instead of reacting. So that's what she said.
Okay, well, we've got, and since we have a tie in there, Fidji, we're going to let, and you guys listen into it, we're going to let the in-studio jury be the deciding vote. Whatever they get will be the swayer in whether it's a bill or an indictment. But I'm only going to give them 3 minutes. You guys have 3 minutes here in the studio. Let's all listen. And you guys in there can kind of participate too, but we'll have to keep the chatter down. Otherwise, it's overwhelming audio. But actually, I want to go to you, Allie. What do you think about this one?
You heard numerous shots fired. I wasn't clear on where the shots really came from. It was a busy parking lot, tons of people around. The person kept walking, did not comply, did not listen to orders, and even after the law enforcement officer ran and caught up to him, he was being tased numerous times on the ground, just absolutely resisting to comply. You don't get to tell the officer, let me tell you, I want to tell you, I need to tell you something. That is not the time. That is not the place. And when the shot was fired, the firearm looked like it was being dropped at the same time. So I don't see that, that the officer would have known he was dropping the gun. So I say no bill. Again, they were more than fair. They were more than patient. The officer ran, was completely out of breath, and the man was still not complying. So no bill.
No bill on Allie. And guys, we got the tight time frame on this. Can't let you guys go too long on it.
No bill.
Decide. What, Rigo, no bill?
No bill on this one.
Dude, he didn't even have a chance to explain. You sure?
Well, there's alerted to shots fired in the lot. The guy was brandishing I guess it was a knife, but it's dark.
That guy had a knife.
Yeah.
That was self-defense.
But it was dark at nighttime. It was dark. It's hard to see. Kind of like the last one, right? I was on the border, but I went, indict on the fact that maybe, that cramped space or the use of less lethal force may have helped. But this one, the guy's running away, and then they tell him to stop a bunch of times. So no, it's no bill on this one.
Very good, my friend. Ava.
No
what's your
bill.
vote? No bill?
No bill.
Patriot Rob.
No bill.
Opinion?
Yeah, no bill, and thank God I'm retired.
All right, folks. That is another no bill for you guys in the space. Thank you guys in the space for doing that. I'm going to put you back on ice. We're going to go back to the show here in the studio and watch our next video. Thank you, guys. Okay, here we go. Case number 3.
video. Viewer discretion is advised. On Thursday, November 7th, 2024, just after 9 o'clock in the morning, 2 uniformed San Bernardino police officers in a marked unit conducted a traffic stop for vehicle code violations in the area of the city of San Bernardino. Once the vehicle was stopped, both officers had approached. The primary officer approached on the driver's side and made contact with the driver, a single occupant later identified as Albert Jose Rodriguez.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. You have window tint, and then you just rolled that stop. You didn't make a complete stop, okay? That's why I
didn't make it. I didn't make a complete stop. Right. I thought I did.
You didn't. It's a California rule. But can you just roll down all the windows, please?
Yeah.
This gave the secondary officer a better view inside of the car to watch the driver's hands and to see if there was anything in plain view that might hurt the officers. The primary officer asked Rodriguez for his driver's license, registration, and insurance. He began looking inside of his front shirt pocket. Then he began looking inside of a backpack, which was laying on the front passenger seat. Rodriguez seemed to not be able to locate the items, and then after enough time had passed, the backing officer told Rodriguez to stop looking for the items.
What's going on here? Take your hand out of the bag. You know how the rules, right? I don't have nothing in there. It's cool. You know how it goes, right? But I don't have nothing in there.
He was then instructed to take off his seatbelt.
Why don't you go ahead and take the seatbelt off the seatbelt?
The demeanor of Rodriguez then changed. He began reaching in towards a pocket in the front of his sweatshirt, which caused the primary officer to grab a hold of his hand.
Hey, get your hands out of your pockets, dude.
The backing officer now had his handgun pointed inside the car because he was also afraid that the driver might be trying to possess a weapon.
Dig in your pockets now. You're digging in your pockets.
Okay.
He reached inside of the car to open up the passenger side door, which he did.
Step on the car, please.
Then you can see the driver tried to flee by putting the vehicle in drive. The backing officer grabbed a hold of Rodriguez's right arm, in which Rodriguez stiffened and actively fought against the officer, trying to control him. The officer tried to undo the seatbelt and let dispatch know of their location and what was going on in order to get backing officers there to help them. The secondary officer is still trying to maintain control of Rodriguez by holding onto him by the sweater and trying to control his whole upper body. The primary officer decided to open up the driver's side door to get better control while reaching in, and now both officers were trying to get control of Rodriguez. The secondary officer was now leaning completely into the vehicle over the passenger seat to get a hold of Rodriguez, who was thrashing back and forth, fighting the arrest and resisting. In their body-worn camera video, you can hear the vehicle's engine start to rev. Rodriguez was able to break free of the grip long enough to accelerate away, throwing the primary officer backwards and dislodging the secondary backing officer's balance, who was now completely inside the vehicle with Rodriguez erratically driving away. The backing officer had his arms around Rodriguez, trying to gain control of him, and while doing so, he felt a hard object near Rodriguez's waistband, which he believed to have been a firearm. He also felt Rodriguez grabbing in that direction. The backing officer gave Rodriguez a command to stop and warned him that if he didn't, he would have to use lethal force against him.
Stop! I'll shoot you!
Believing Rodriguez was armed, seeing his refusal to comply with commands to stop, and having the vehicle drive erratically towards a busy intersection, the officer fired one round at Rodriguez. Rodriguez let go of the steering wheel, and the officer was able to gain control of the wheel and attempted to steer the vehicle out of the way of bystanders and other motorists. Eventually, the backing officer was able to turn the vehicle towards the side of the roadway and slow it down by going up and over the curb, where it came to a complete stop. He put the vehicle in park, turned it off, and exited the car, running around to the driver's side where Rodriguez was at. The officers removed Rodriguez from the vehicle and placed him in handcuffs.
And then we'll get medic.
You're good, you're good.
Rodriguez was unresponsive, so the officers started life-saving measures. While doing so, the firearm that Rodriguez had been previously grabbing for was located in his waist area, inside of a makeshift holster. Medical and paramedics were called to the scene, where they also gave life-saving measures. Rodriguez was later transported to the community hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. The firearm that Rodriguez had in his possession and had tried to grab for was a loaded 9mm Sig Sauer that had been stolen from the city of Colton.
All right, folks, there's your case. Traffic stop resulted in a officer-involved shooting, killing the man. You know what? I'm going to leave it at that unless you guys have any questions. I'm going to let you guys do the rest of the deliberations on it. Any questions? Any parts of the video that we'd like to see again?
I want you to give me something to argue about, damn it.
Let me tell you how to do this, Rob. I've got a scraper, and I've got numerous points that I can pull these videos from, and I need about 6 or 7 a week, and I pull about 30 to 40 a week, and I pull the best ones that would have people think about it. The others I've got, nobody, even Rico, would never find a problem with them. So I'm looking for them, brother. They're just not out there like people think.
I can tell you one, and I would love to get into it with this motherfucker right here on that one.
Now, do you finger the other side?
Yeah, you're pointing the wrong way.
There you go.
Yeah, you're pointing at
My
me.
screen is backwards, man. Like
I mean, this is
Ava and Rob got a beef now. I know. How'd that happen?
Did Ava deserve to get called a mother effer? I mean, really?
I know.
My feelings are hurt.
I just think it's a little rough, a little harsh, Rob. I think you're going a little hard in the paint on that. But I tell you what, Rob, let's start with you on this. What's your opinion?
Dude got what he deserved, man. I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. No, I'm not. Like, listen, first of all, they gave him multiple opportunities. The guy did have a gun, even though they didn't know he had a gun. In a situation like that, if you're reaching in your waistband, if you're reaching in your shirt, you have to assume the person has a gun, period. End of story. The guy didn't comply. He had every reason to just do it. He took off. The cop was in the car. Now that cop, if that was me, I would be fearing for my life. This guy's in control of a car. He could crash it. I don't have a seatbelt on. And this is what I would be thinking if I was a cop in that situation.
Why not pepper spray? We talked about that be good in the attic. Why not pepper spray or tasing him right then?
Because he's driving. And if you tase
him is better.
Yeah, because it stopped him. The cop was able to take control of the car. If you tase somebody while they're behind the wheel of the car, their muscles are going to lock up like this, and that guy's going to be in control of the car. Like at that point,
not if you drive stun him. It's just going to hurt where it's at.
Now, for me in that situation, I'm stopping you so that I can get the fuck out of the car, by any means necessary.
So you're a no bill, and
I'm
you're
definitely
cool with the
on
action.
that one. Yep.
All right, I'm going to Rico next. Rico, square us away.
No bill on this one. One of the most dangerous situations for police officers are traffic stops. They don't know what's in the car. The guy is filling in the backpack, and then he takes off while the other officer has the door open of the car. And one officer ends up in the automobile. He's then reaching in his back pocket, which clearly states in the video, looks like the officer noticed that he's trying to get something. So this is a no bill. I'm glad the officers were safe. I mean, that car could have rammed into people and hurt some regular folks. So this was a no bill for me right here.
What about this, Rico? They kind of violated his rights. They opened the door. They're in there. He's inside this guy's car. The officer
Probable cause.
He put himself in that situation, right? The guy wasn't trying to take him for a ride. He just got in the car.
Well, it looked like probable cause. I mean, he's searching in the backpack. Police officers have probable cause if they believe that you're going to do something or there's something in there that's of danger. They can stop you.
What's the definition of probable cause, Rico? We went through it.
That somebody is.
Do you believe the officer had more likely than not
that a crime is being committed or is in the act of being committed? And in this case, he had a firearm that was actually stolen. If it would have been just a regular thing, and he
didn't,
they would have found the firearm. He would have been arrested.
Okay,
I'm a no bill on this one.
You're a no bill on this one. Okay,
no.
I see opinions varies ready to go, so I'm going to go to Ava next.
Yeah, this is a no bill for sure. I mean, not only was the officer's safety a concern, he was, other people's safety was at risk as well. And definitely, if he tased him, he could have accelerated. This to me, it was very clear. No bill.
Okay, no bill. Opinions vary. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, no bill. They had a car stop, lawful stop. Couldn't produce his driver's license, rifling through a bag, then reaching into the waistband. They had every reason to go into that car and stop him from trying to get whatever he was trying to get. Obviously, not his license. The whole thing, everybody said already, driving, everybody else on the road is at risk. The officer in the car is obviously at risk. Completely justified. Even if there was no gun found, this was justified.
Absolutely.
Allie Hopper, are you going to hang in there? Are you going to vote with the crowd, or are you going to stand out?
Oh, I'm voting with the crowd on this one. Everything they've said is spot on and not needing to be reiterated. So no bill.
That seems like looked like a clean sweep on no bill with that. I want to make some comments on this. As a police officer and anybody that's still doing that job out there, listen to me clearly. If you're going to get into a vehicle, you take the keys out. That's the first thing that you do. That vehicle is the largest threat you have. Being drugged is always, in my opinion, a cop's fault. If that vehicle's driving away, don't hang on. And if you're going to get into it, take the keys. And that's kind of where I'll lay it on that one. But I do think you guys were right. I think it was a justified shoot. And I want to get to, I know opinions varies. He's got an opinion on this, but I want to go to Jason first. Jason, give us your opinion on this little run we just saw.
No bill all day. I just want everybody listening to understand that police officers, when they go into a situation, it's called the priorities of life. And the number one is lives of the victims. Number two is lives of the innocent. Number three is the lives of the police officers. And the last one is the suspect. So if you break that down and you're a police officer responding to this guy is in a 4,000-pound bullet. And if this guy gets free, are you really protecting the lives of the innocent? And you got to keep in mind the situation that's going on and how fast it happens. And how do you bring that to a stop? This is not a less lethal moment in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. This is deadly force. Again, I'll go back to just comply. I don't understand what's so hard about this. If you don't do that, if an officer says, get out of the car, and you don't, what do you think's going to happen? Just comply. Officers don't want to kill people, period. I was in a shooting. I didn't want to be in a shooting. It sucks. Just comply. Yeah. I'll get off my little soapbox.
I think so. I think once people need to understand, once constructive custody has been obtained by police officers, it's no longer your choice to comply or not. If you don't do it, then the force part of enforcement is about to fall upon you. Opinions vary. We got to hear Rob's point on this, which I was quite frankly disappointed in. But just the tactics of a traffic stop like this, being drugged as a police officer, maybe a lot of people don't think about it. If you've done enough traffic stops, that's always a concern. Most officers have had somebody at least drive off. I've worked with officers that have attempted to hang on. And I think that is a bad tactical rule. I think getting in without taking the keys on a vehicle that's operatable, I think is a bad tactical rule. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you could do it over again, in this case, they would have done a few things differently. I would go back to, I think there should be public service announcements for the public of how to deal with police. When you get pulled over, one of the best things you could do, take the keys out of ignition, put them on top of on top of the hood, on the roof. That way it puts everybody at ease. They know you're not going anywhere. You're not trying to flee. And again, I don't want to waste too much time, not waste, but take up too much time. Everything we're dealing with, all these scenarios, non-compliance is the common denominator in all of them.
Can I just say something real quick? If you guys watch the video, he was trying to take the keys out, but then the guy starts going towards his waistband and the female officer is trying to wrangle him. So at that moment, he was trying to make a decision whether to actually get the keys out or make sure this dude doesn't grab for the gun. So he was trying to get the keys out. So
and I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I understand the OODA loop that's running through that officer's mind. But I think you should train yourself. If you did not get the keys, then you get out of the vehicle because you can go to your gun outside the vehicle. You're not in a good place. If he's in control of that vehicle, if he's able to get it into D and hit the gas, now you've got a whole other situation on you. The gun's really not the biggest thing, not your largest threat. And I don't want to sit down with an investigator or go sit in front of a grand jury where I explain how I was sitting in the back seat of a car and shot some dude in the back of the head. If you don't get the keys, and in my opinion, you should have retreated out of there. But I'm not killing the officer for it. I get it. I'm just saying that for police officers that are still active, I know we have some that watch. Just get that in your mind. If you don't have it already, that holding on that vehicles, that's not. Get back in your car and chase. It's a hell of a lot more fun than being drugged.
Or at the very least, Joe, if you're active cop, you go to a car stop, one that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Some, every car stop's different, but one where I think maybe it's a little off, have them turn the car off. Turn the car off. That's it.
Yeah, and I think you should be quick to a few things on a traffic stop. Turn the car off, get out, hand me the keys, and put someone in handcuffs because I can give you keys back. I can let you get back in the car. I can take handcuffs off. Those three things that you shouldn't. If you feel like you need to do it, I think you should.
I think a lot of that, we were also a common denominator in a lot of these scenarios we've seen. I haven't liked it, and I hate Monday morning quarterbacking, but I've not liked the tactics in a lot of these that we've seen so far.
Well, one of the things that, the tactics, the police officer should have, you see that they pull him over, they should have immediately asked, do you have any lethal weapons or anything in the car that we should be concerned of? So that they're stating, what's about to happen, but they didn't come up and do that. Usually when a police officer stops you, is the first thing that he asks you, is there anything in the car that I need to worry
Police
about?
officers use what's called a 7-point traffic stop, and it initiates with you introducing yourself and what jurisdiction you're in and the reason for your stop. But a lot of officers will get away from that after some time. Guys, I want to get into talking, and I'm sorry, I know I'm cutting everyone off, but I'm watching our time here. But we want to take just a minute here to talk about the Range Minded podcast. The Range Minded podcast, folks, if you're into guns and Second Amendment things and just by God being an individual rights kind of an American, you should be subscribing to the Range Minded podcast. He keeps up with all the 2A legal news, and he keeps gun craft in there very fresh. But let's take a look.
Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what time does the store close? Or where's the best cheeseburger near me? Well, I'm not going to answer those questions. That's what your damn phone is for. Use that. Instead, if you have stuff related, to the 2A world, I'm your man. My name's Steve. I run the Range Minded podcast. On the podcast, we talk about all things Second Amendment, whether it be new guns or gear. Maybe we talk about some training. We'll dig into Washington and the shenanigans they get up to. Sometimes we talk about the Supreme Court and the crap that they're doing. It's always a good time, a little smorgasbord of the 2A, if you don't mind me using that narrative. Either way, you can find us whether on YouTube or Rumble, Range Minded Podcast. I'm also on all sorts of streaming services, wherever you listen to your podcast, Range Minded Podcast. You can jump on the website, rangemindedpodcast.com. Maybe stop by, buy a patch and some other things there. You can link to the social medias and all that other stuff. Hope to see you there. It's always a good time. Anyways, you guys have fun, stay safe, and always stay range-minded. See you guys soon.
Yeah, Range Minded Podcast. Range is a great small content provider. Go to his website, support him, buy a patch, give him a subscribe, give him a thumbs up on the social medias. You can find the Range Minded Podcast on any place that has podcasts. I listen to it on Spotify. Follow him there. Go ahead, Patriot.
Steve and I got to do something together because he'll like my patch wall. I got a lot of those same patches. He'll appreciate my patch wall.
I was going to say, when Rob saw that wall, I knew his eyes lit up.
I tell you, if you're not following Range, guys, he is a great follow, and he's a great guy, and he works his butt off to produce a weekly podcast, and it's tight and professional. I've learned a lot from him, so absolutely somebody we support here is the Range Minded guys. And I'm going to anger some folks in the space because I'm going to have to skip this, go into the space on this last one. Or the one we just did, and we're going to get right into our next case. This is probably going to be the last one that we're going to be able to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
On July 14:30 a.m., Sacramento Police Department patrol officers responded to a report of a disturbance involving a weapon in the 3100 block of Occidental Drive.
Hi, can I help you?
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Hi, I was trying to call the police.
Hi, do you have an emergency?
Yes, I'm trying to kill my friend.
You're trying to what?
I'm trying to kill my friend.
You're trying to kill your friend?
Yes, I am.
What address are you at?
Occidental Drive, 95826.
Is there an apartment number?
Number.
Okay, so Occidental Drive apartment.
No, it's third.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, how are you trying to kill your friend? What do you mean by that?
I mean, I have a big ass sword, and if he keeps getting on my nerves, I'm going to kill him.
Is your friend there right now?
Yes, but I'm outside, he's inside.
Okay, what's your friend's name? Your friend's name? Yeah, okay, gotcha. And what's his last name if you know it?
I'm sorry?
What's your friend's last name? Do you know his date of birth?
I'm sorry?
Do you know his date of birth, his birthday?
No, I don't.
Okay, and your friend, is he white, black, Hispanic, Asian?
It doesn't matter. I don't want him around me anymore, and if I...
Okay, but we need to know who he looks like so we can have the officer...
Well, he's African American.
Okay, how old is he?
I believe he's 51.
Do you know what he's wearing tonight?
No. Go to me first.
Are there any weapons involved tonight?
Yes, I have a big sword, so I want to take him out.
You have a what?
A sword.
What is that?
Big ass knife.
Okay. Where is that knife right now?
Into my person right now.
Alright, like your pocket, strapped to you, or where?
No, I'm sitting on a heater and I have it in my hand.
Are you willing to put it down? Because the officers won't want to contact you if you don't put it down first.
No.
At approximately 1:45 a.m., responding officers located the suspect armed with a sword outside of his residence. Officers attempted to de-escalate and negotiate with the suspect to put the sword down. The officers also requested crisis negotiators to respond to the scene.
7-5, my whole MDT just crashed, but I believe subject's outside. He has something in hand, but I can't see yet.
Taxi for that is.
Hi! Did you call us? What's going on, man?
I don't want to kill nobody, but I'm tired.
Okay, can you drop whatever's in your hand?
No,
What do you have in there?
it's a sword.
Okay, can you put it down? 7-5, he has a sword. He doesn't want to put it down. Not listening to commands. What's going on? Can you talk to me?
7-5, copy. Let me make sure you have some type of a sleep out there. I'll be around.
What's that?
I'm tired of living.
You're what?
I'm tired of living.
Okay, well, I don't want you to hurt yourself or anybody else. So how can we help you today? What happened?
Shit. Then we'll figure out what to do with your...
What? He did.
Okay. Alright, can you put down the stick, please?
It's a sword.
That's it.
Oh, a sword? Can you
Yeah,
please
sure.
put it down for us so we can talk to you? Please, for me? Can you put it down?
I don't know you. Why would I talk to you?
I know, but
Because I'm a cute girl.
what's going on today?
I'm having a bad life.
7-5, can we have someone that's CNT start out here?
Okay. What's been going on today that makes you want to hurt your friend? You guys get in an
I
argument?
don't care about him. I don't give a fuck. It's just something to get you here.
Okay. Is there anything we can do to help you?
You can shoot me. That might help.
7-5, he's still not listening to commands, saying he wants us to shoot him.
For approximately 30 minutes, crisis negotiators attempted to get the suspect to put down the sword. The suspect refused, stating he wanted to end his life and that he wanted the officers to shoot him.
Hey, Fred. Can you hear me? Hey, my name's Cameron. Nice to meet you, Fred.
Douglas.
What?
Douglas?
Is your name Fred or Douglas?
Oh,
You go by both? What do you like to go by?
Fred sometimes.
Okay, what do you want to go by right now?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I'll just keep it with Fred, okay? Fred, like I said, my name's Cameron. I'm with the police department, okay? What's going on tonight? Nothing much. I'm just responding to a call to try to see if I could help you out.
I want to do something different.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Name is World.
Why is that?
Because I'm done.
You have a what?
Done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Let's try to expand on that. What led up to you being done right now?
Basic life.
Just life?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, were you just inside of an apartment?
I was in my home.
Okay. Is there anybody else in there?
My friend.
Okay. Is that friend okay?
Yes.
What's your friend's name? And that he's okay?
Yes.
Okay. Is he still inside there? Alrighty. Well, what happened between you and him?
Basic argument.
Just an argument? Okay. Alright.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fred, what's leading you to be sitting there with a sword right now? Okay. Well, we don't want to see that happen.
The following video shows the crisis negotiator continuing to speak with the suspect. The suspect stood up, removed the sword from its sheath, and advanced toward officers, swinging the sword. At that time, officers deployed less lethal munitions. The suspect continued to advance toward officers, and an officer-involved shooting occurred. One officer fired their firearm, and the suspect was struck at least one time, rendered emergency medical aid.
Okay.
I'm fine.
That's good.
Come on.
Let's check the house.
This video shows an officer discharging his firearm as the suspect advances toward officers while swinging the sword.
Right now. This is not the answer. That's the wholehearted truth. Okay. That's good. Fred, I can hear from your voice that you do.
The following video was captured by a Sacramento Police Department uncrewed aerial system. It shows the suspect advancing toward officers while swinging the sword as officers retreat and both less lethal and lethal rounds are deployed. The following video is body-worn camera footage of officers providing emergency medical aid to the suspect.
All right.
The suspect was transported to an area hospital by the Sacramento Fire Department, where he remains in critical condition. The suspect will be booked into the Sacramento County Main Jail for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer and resisting arrest. The sword pictured was recovered at the scene.
Sword. There's an attack by the sword. But there's your case. A disturbed person call. Law enforcement shows up. They show up in force. They use some tactics to try to de-escalate, to talk to him, build a rapport, talk him out of his issues that he's got. And he's armed with a samurai sword. We listened to that. And I'm going to go to the ladies first on this one. In fact, Ava, your ticket's going to get punched first. What do you think about this? Do you think the officers did everything? This guy was wanting to be suicide by cop. He's obviously mentally ill. So do you think they handled it like they could have or should have?
Yeah. Yeah, this was a sad case, and my heart actually goes to the officers at this had to deal with this. He was determined, and the calmness in his voice showed that he was determined, in my opinion. And yeah, I believe this is a no bill.
Okay. Allie Hopper. Give me a different look than that.
Sorry, there's not much. I think Ava covered it really well. It does show a clear sense of a mental illness there. But again, the officers exercised immense amounts of patience and restraint. And while he was wielding a sword, they weren't clear on anything else that could have been on his person. So they did what they needed to do. No bill.
Okay. Rigo, you don't see it the same way, do you? This guy was mentally ill, had all the things that we want social. Where was the social worker?
Why the only I don't care about the social worker. Why deploy like how many police officers were there? Like 6, 7 to take one man down with the sword? How many of them fired their weapon? So how many bullets hit this dude? He's probably, DOA. But
No, he survived the wounds. He's in the
oh, he
hospital.
survived.
Critical
Well,
condition.
he charged the police officers with a sword. What are you gonna do? You're gonna pull your gun and you're gonna shoot. It's you or me. It's always you or me, and it's not gonna be me. I'm walking away, like you guys like to say. You come at me with a machete or a sword or any of that, you're gonna get shot. It's easy as that.
They didn't even try a taser though. You said earlier, tasers got distance and
They
was
did everything, yeah, but they did everything else, right? I mean, if a sword has a long range, what if you swing a sword with one hand? If you're a regular grown man, you're about 6 feet in length from your body. I don't think the use of tasers in this case would have helped. Maybe beanbags if they had them, but it said there that they use less lethal rounds as well. So, no, you come at me with a machete or something, you're gonna get shot. If I have my gun on me, you're gonna get gat. That's it. No bail on this one.
Fair enough. I'm going to opinions vary next.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think actually 911 dispatcher, once she got a grasp of what was going on, I think she did a good job keeping a guy on the phone, asking a lot of questions, making sure that he was staying where he were, and it gave the officers time to get there to make sure he was a friend that he wanted to take out, that he wasn't going to be taking him out before the police arrived. So I thought that all around, I thought that everybody did a good job here. Again, out of their way to try and, not shoot this guy. Less lethal rounds were used, weren't effective. I think only one officer fired, if I heard correctly. One officer fired as a service weapon at this guy and hit him. So obviously no bill. And yeah, they did a good job here.
Okay, Patriot Rob, get us all straight. Tell us about
no bill.
Come on, man. Really?
Dude, listen, I can't, man. I want to. Trust me, I want to. I want to be that guy.
This has everything. They should have de-escalated more. They should have brought a social worker. He was mentally ill. This has everything that no bill to indict for.
Out of here with that social worker bullshit, man. Social workers don't know how to handle themselves in a situation
The
like
social
that.
worker's gonna get chopped up.
So, first of all, yeah, opinions is right, because that was the first thing that I noticed. The dispatcher was like on it and kept him engaged there. And the takeaway for me is when they shot him, they'd been like that. They could have shot him in the chest, and that would have been the end of it. Nobody wanted to see this guy die.
It's firearms training.
Yep. Yeah, whoever shot him, they were like, all right, listen, this guy's mentally disturbed. He needs fucking help. We don't want to kill him.
This time I'm crunching on some time, and I want to talk about 3D response. But I will say that we're going to discuss, but we will discuss it in the after party space that Vigi's holding on X. Anybody that wants to join us there, start searching it out or shoot us a message. Let us know that you need a DM and we'll get you there. But Jason, our resident expert, 30-year law enforcement veteran, has also been working on a system called 3D Response for the last 10 years. It's installed in just under 20 schools. It is a complete response system as a fire alarm or fire system suppression system is in a school for a school shooter. It provides a psychiatric care, forensic psychiatric care prior for anybody anybody may be identified, protocols for the school to address these things. If, for God's sakes, it does happen at your child's school, it provides bullet protection so they don't get shot. It locks them down. It isolates them from the shooter, and it automatically notifies law enforcement and gives them a cue on where to go to get the thing stopped. But let's watch this short video, and I'm going to let Jason discuss it real shortly before we end the show.
Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
I see you at your long haul, all the way to the end. You're going to go till the end where you're intersect to the classrooms. Keep going, I see you moving forward. Subject is held up in classroom 203.
Law enforcement is on the way. Law enforcement is on the way.
Yeah, folks, that's the 3D response system. Jason is the co-inventor, I believe, of it, the developer of this system, and also the patent holder on many items that are contained in it. Jason, we've got just a few minutes. I'll give you a couple of them to talk about 3D response.
So as a former school resource officer and active shooter instructor for 20 years and overseeing the school resource program, I taught run, hide, fight. I taught lockdown after Columbine, and I refused to teach both of those at about 2013. And basically, when I was working narcotics, one of my partners with the narcotics team and he was SWAT guy. After Columbine, we kind of said enough's enough, and nobody's doing anything about it. So we decided to take run, hide, fight and the police response and put it on steroids. And at the end of the day, what this system can do is take a school population of over 2,000 kids and basically get cops on the way, provide cover, concealment, and communication for the entire building in 60 seconds. You create a target-rich environment and you make it a ghost town. You make the entry for the cops easier. You provide internal dispatching for the teachers and the cops. Every child in that building, if the teachers do what they're supposed to do, which is push a button, pull out their ballistic feature, and you can listen to the dispatching.
This provides protection until cops get there. Let's go to Uvalde. In Uvalde, the shooter would have been stuck in the hallway, and the kids would have never been exposed to gunfire because it takes 60 seconds to get them in a position not to be exposed to gunfire.
Yeah, Uvalde.
Yeah, man, your audio's coming bad, my friend.
Sorry, but Uvalde is nobody dead. It's that simple. Oh, you can fill it in if my audio is bad.
Yeah, it's doing that helicopter sound again. Folks, so there's another part of this. There's a SHIELD Act that's going around there. It's up for a vote in Minnesota. Only thing it says is that schools must consider these types of activities and have some sort of a suppression or a plan that requires some protection for the children, for gunfire exposure, to police response, and to some aftercare. 3D response covers it all, but we should support the SHIELD Act in Minnesota and every other state. It's insane that we don't have a safety code like we have the fire code. Fire code was mandatory in 1959. We've lost not one child to a school fire since. Prior to that, it was horrific, the numbers that we were losing. With that, though, guys, we are running short on time. We're going to play this last case, and then I'm going to run out the show. It's going to be over. I encourage you guys to, my jury, if you guys will stick around after we go off the air, I'd like to get a little feedback on your experience with the show, anything I can do to make it better. Also, before I go, folks, Our Patreon is up and running. It's Patreon / Joe Lanou, and it's the Night Court group. Support us to do that. If you don't want to support us in that manner, I've got a tip jar on my YouTube account because my X account is now gone temporarily. But we do appreciate any type of support that you can give us. It takes a lot of work to get this put together, and we do it out of love, but we appreciate it otherwise. All right, here's our last case for the night. We're experiencing the no audio buffer time on the camera, as they call it.
Put your fucking hands out to the side. Hands out to the side now. Roll to your stomach now. Yeah. Hey, don't get fucking close. I can't see his fucking hand. Get your hand up from underneath you now. We got a medic coming. Don't move, dude. Fuck. Roll over, dude.
Any additional? Copy. 3031, copy, get ready to pull up.
That's not a good sound.
Give me support.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of after the shot video here. One thing to pay attention to is how long it takes them to start doing life-saving measures. The other is the details on this. They've responded to a call, open door, which is the garage door. They pull up there and they encounter a black male coming out of the garage with a cell phone in one hand and the other hand's not visible. All this was done without audio. In the very beginning of the video, that's where the shots were fired, striking this man, and he does die of his wounds here. I've got a lot of back-end information on this that we'll talk about in the space. And there actually was a conclusion on this. I want to give a shout out to Moon Goddess. She's there on the screen. She is our first Patreon member on Patreon. So shout out to you, Moon Goddess. We really appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. All right, folks, we're gonna play out on this. Catch us on the X Space. Fidji's got it open now. You can jump in and get in the after party. We can discuss this, and I'll even give you some more background information. Maybe even post the full video so you can see there. But that's going to be our show tonight. Warm thank you to all of our volunteers, folks. I couldn't do it without great people willing to give up their Friday night to sit in here and take some abuse and give us their opinions. So opinions vary. Patriot Rob, Ava, and Rigo, and our good friend Allie Hopper. I appreciate you guys for volunteering to do this. And anybody wants to be on it next week, it could be open. Maybe Rigo can get a group together. We'll find out on Monday, but we'll be back at doing it again next Monday. Thanks, everybody.
Did you ever get any money from Costello?
No.
And did you ever get any money from Meyer Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
None
fellas?
of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Fichettes?
No. I don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
I was conscious of the fact that he had a reputation for being an outstanding bookmaker.
You ever hear him referred to as the Prime Minister of the Underworld?
That term I did not.
Also known as Duck Corella.
I refuse to answer on the grounds of independent. Got any business? I refuse to answer on the grounds of attempted criminal.
You have any profession?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of made
Have any occupation?
I refuse to answer on the grounds of made.
Are you a known racketeer?